Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to learn multi-threading in Java. So it is one of the most powerful concepts for improving performance and efficiency in the program. So we'll start with the basic and understand why multi-threading is needed and then jump into the hands-on coding as well. So let's get started. So what is multi-threading? Multi-threading is the process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. Okay, Java supports multi-threading to perform multiple tasks at the same time. Okay, making a program faster and more efficient. So let's create a thread. In Java, we can create a threads in two ways. Okay, one is by extending a thread class and another one is by implementing the runnable interface. So here we have a thread class and runnable interface is there. Let us see both approaches. Okay, start with by extending a thread class. So first creating a thread by extending a thread class. So I have created a class in my thread. Now I am going to extend the thread class. So for that we can say extends thread. Okay, thread is one of the class. So now I am going to create one of the method, that is a run method, is the override method. So here I will create public void run method. So override method from the thread class. Run method already available in the thread class. So thus we are going to override. Now I want to run, I want to print 1 to 5. So I'll go with the for loop. Int I equal to, it start from 1, then I less than equal to till 5 it has to iterate. Then I can say I plus plus. So here I want to print, 1 to 5. So I'll add a I value over here. Okay. So now let us see that, thread dot sleep so that we could able to see the iteration. Each iteration we could able to see. Now I'll go with the 1000 millisecond. It is equal to 1 second. Okay. Let us add a surrounded with the try catch. Okay. In Java, when you want to call the method, right, you usually create an object of the class and using the reference only we'll call the method, right? The same way, what we'll do, I'll show you that, we can call with the traditional way. I'll call this method now. So if you want to call, we need to create an instance of this class. Okay, I'll just create an instance of the class, my thread. I can say give any variable name equal to new keyword and we are using a my thread, the class name. Okay, now here I can say t1 dot run method. That's what we need to call. So I'll call the run method. So if I run this, see it is executing. It's taking a time because we have given a thread dot sleep over here. Okay, so that's what it is running. It's giving a 1 second time for each iteration. So it is getting printed. Suppose I want to print that, multiple time. Okay, I want to run this code multiple time. Okay, in this case, what I'll do, I'll go and add one more time t1 dot run. Right? So here, if I run this, what happens? It is going to execute multiple times. Okay, see, it is getting executed the code in sequential manner, just like a normal method call. Okay. However, if you want to, if you want the code to execute multiple times and run simultaneously, okay, instead of one after another. So what we have to do, we need to call the one of the method from that thread class, that is a start method. Okay. So what I'll do, instead of calling the run method, what we can do, we can call the start method over here. Okay. I'll say t1 dot start. Okay. So now if I want to run the same code in a multiple thread, right? So multiple thread we can go with. So we'll see. I'll go and create an instance of one more time. I just go and see. So I have given a different variable name. Here I'll go with t2 dot start. Okay. Now I have given a 2 times. So now when you run this code, what happens? Both the thread are going to execute concurrently. Okay. Let us run this. See, now what happened? It is executing both the thread. Okay, both the thread, simultaneously it is executing, not one by one. Okay, it is executing that concurrently, not one by one. That's how multi-threading works in Java. Okay, so this is simple example I have given. I have created a class, my thread. Here, right? Here I created a class, my thread, that extends a thread class. Okay, it's override the run method. Okay, then we created a two object over here, t1 and t2. Then we are calling the start method. By using the start method, we call that two objects. Okay, now we have done with that by extending a thread class. Okay, by extending a thread class. Now we are going to do the same thing with implementing the runnable interface. Okay, let's go over here. I'll go and implement the runnable, implement runnable. Okay, so now it's asking you to implement, add an implemented method. See, now it is coming override method, that is a run method. Okay, run method is the override method. So what I'll go over here, I'll copy this. Okay, I'll copy this and I just paste it over here. The same thing will do. Okay. Okay. Now this is also will be the same code. Like, it is going to execute 1 to 5. Okay. Now I just going to execute the same code with that, in a main method. So in a main method, what we have to do? We need to create an instance, but this is the interface, right? So interface means if you want to call this method, what we have to do? Here, what we are going to do, we are going to pass the instance of the runnable to thread object. So what we can do, we can say thread t1 equal to new thread. Here we need to pass the instance of the my runnable. So you can say new my runnable. Okay. So now this is the way we need to create an instance. So same thing, I'll copy that for one more instance also, I'll copy them. So this is, we can make it as a T2. Now how to call that the same way we have to call. We need to call the same method, that is the start method. Okay, T2 dot start. Right? Now I'll run this. See, it is executing it simultaneously, not one by one. Okay. So why, maybe you can think like, why this approach is, preferred, like, for a runnable interface. Okay. Because this approach is preferred because implementing runnable allows flexibility. Okay. For example, if a class needs to extend the another class, okay, it cannot extend the, thread class simultaneously because since Java doesn't support the multiple inheritance. Okay. Here we implement the runnable interface and override the run method. Okay, then we pass the instance of the myRunnable thread into the thread object. Okay, so this is what your multi-threading. Okay, now we'll understand the thread life cycle. So thread life cycle is that we have a new is there. New means it is going to created but not started. Then we have a runnable state is that it's ready to run but waiting for the CPU allocation. Okay, then we have a running state is that run method begins execution. We have a timed waiting state is there. Then we have added a thread dot sleep, right? So thread dot sleep for particular second. So that is timed waiting state. Then we have a resumed state is that the thread is notified is called. Okay, called and executed, execution resumes. Okay, then we have a terminated state. The thread finishes the execution. So that is what the different state of your thread life cycle. Okay, now I'll show you that real-time example. What is multi-threading in Java? So, for example, I'll go and take an online food delivery. Okay, online food delivery app like a Swiggy or Zomato we can say. Okay, system, what is the steps it's going to follow? First, system going to fetch the restaurant detail and process the payment, then assign a delivery partner, then update the order tracking. That's what the flow. Okay, let us first understand what happens if we process everything sequentially without multi-threading. So imagine a customer places an order. The system will, fetch the restaurant detail, process the payment, assign the delivery partner. If this task runs one by one, order processing takes very longer time. Okay, instead of we can use multi-threading to run them, simultaneously. Okay. So what I do, I have created a class over here. Created a class for one for fetching the restaurant details. Okay, one for processing the payment. See, already I have done. So this is for processing the payment. Then we have another one classes I have created for assigning the delivery partner. Okay, each of these class, we have a extended thread class. See here, fetch the restaurant, process the payment, extend the thread, and the same way assign delivery also extend the thread class. Okay. So now I'll go to the main method. So in the main method, I created an object of all these three. Okay, these three, three objects, and we have created with the start method. Start for fetching a restaurant detail and start for processing the payment and assigning a delivery partner. Okay, now if I run this, what happened? Because we have called the start method. Okay, so this allows them to run simultaneously instead of sequentially. Okay, I'll go and execute this code and I'll show you that. See now, fetching the restaurant detail, processing the and assign the delivery. It's happening in the simultaneously. The fetching the restaurant detail, processing the payment, and assign the delivery partner. Okay, then the task runs simultaneously using a multi-threading. Each task runs independently and doesn't wait for another to complete. Okay, this makes application fast and responsive, improving the customer experience. Okay, here are all the three tasks, right? I'll run one. See here all the three tasks run in parallel, making the system much faster. Notice that the order of execution may vary because thread run independently. Okay, multi-threading helps us execute multiple tasks at the same time. Okay, reducing the waiting time. So this is used in many real-world applications. Like for example, you can take a web browser. So if you are opening a multiple tab, then we can take a gaming, like handling a user input, background music, and rendering. So these all should happen in the simultaneously, not the sequentially. Then we have a online banking, like processing the multiple transactions. Okay, these are real-time examples. So multi-threading is a crucial concept for writing efficient Java program. So in this video, we learned what is multi-threading is, how to create a threads using a thread and runnable. Then we have learned that thread lifecycle as well, and also explained the real-time scenario. Okay, if you found this video helpful, like and subscribe for more videos. Next, we are going to cover inheritance in Java. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.